Have you ever thought about how often the Earth quivers beneath our feet? The answer might be more unsettling than you'd expect. Just this year in 2024, our planet has seen an increase in seismic activity. Earthquakes, those terrifying ground-shaking phenomena, have been happening with an alarming frequency. While it might be difficult to keep track of every single tremor, data from seismic monitoring networks worldwide paint a clear picture. The number of earthquakes so far in 2024 has already surpassed the annual average of the past decade. According to volcanodiscovery.com, in 2024 there were 124,208 quakes. There were 3 quakes with a magnitude 7 and above. There were 35 quakes between magnitude 6 and 7, 532 quakes between magnitude 5 and 6, 4,579 quakes between magnitude 4 and 5. There were almost 114,000 quakes between magnitude 3 and 4, 31,668 quakes between magnitude 2 and 3. And last, there were 73,395 quakes below magnitude 2 that people normally don't feel. Is this number surprising or shocking even? These seismic activities are not evenly distributed across the globe. Some regions are more prone to earthquakes than others. The infamous Ring of Fire, an area in the basin of the Pacific Ocean, is a notorious hotbed of seismic activity. Here, tectonic plates clash and grind against each other, causing the Earth to shake more often than not. Why this sudden increase in frequency? It's a complex web of factors. Climate change, geological processes, and even human activity play a part in this seismic symphony. So it's clear that the Earth hasn't been resting easy this year. Now, you might be wondering, what does all this shaking mean? Well, it's not just about the Earth having a little rumble. The implications of these frequent earthquakes are far-reaching. For starters, think about our infrastructure. Roads, bridges, buildings. These aren't designed to withstand constant shaking. With each tremor, the integrity of these structures may be compromised, leading to potential safety risks. Then, there's the human aspect. In addition to the immediate danger posed by earthquakes, there's also the psychological toll. Imagine living with the constant threat of the ground shaking beneath you, never knowing when the next shake might strike. And let's not forget the environment. Earthquakes can trigger landslides, alter waterways, and disturb wildlife. Each shake doesn't just move the Earth, it reshapes it. Now, why are we seeing such an increase in earthquake frequency? Some point to climate change, with melting ice caps reducing pressure on tectonic plates. Others suggest shifts in the Earth's crust could be the culprit. Whatever the cause, one thing is clear. The ground beneath our feet is more restless than we might think. Do you recall when Yellowstone National Park last experienced a significant earthquake? It was back in 2018, a 4.8 magnitude quake that shook the park and reminded us all of the colossal power beneath its surface. Yellowstone is no stranger to seismic activity. It experiences hundreds of smaller quakes every year. However, these are often too minor to feel and generally go unnoticed. The park sits atop one of the world's largest active volcanic systems. The last time this sleeping giant fully awoke was about 640,000 years ago, and it was an event of cataclysmic proportions. Now, the implications of a major earthquake here are quite significant. A large quake could potentially trigger the volcanic system, leading to an eruption. This is not just a hypothesis, it's a possibility that scientists are actively monitoring. But let's not forget, Yellowstone is more than just a potential hazard. It's a place of extraordinary natural beauty, teeming with life and graced by geysers, hot springs, and a vibrant ecosystem. Yellowstone, a natural wonder, is also a sleeping giant we must keep an eye on. Imagine if the largest volcano in Yellowstone were to awake from its slumber. This is not a scene from a science fiction movie, but a real-life possibility that scientists continue to monitor closely. In the case of a major eruption, the fallout would be far-reaching. The immediate vicinity of Yellowstone would be the hardest hit, with the potential for total devastation. But the effects wouldn't stop at the park's borders. Ash and debris could be propelled into the atmosphere, blocking out sunlight and dramatically cooling the Earth's surface. This phenomenon, known as a volcanic winter, could lead to widespread crop failure and famine. The human impact would be equally profound. Millions of people live within the potential fallout zone, and an eruption could displace large populations, disrupt economies, and strain resources as society grapples with the aftermath. And let's not forget about the wildlife. Yellowstone is home to a rich array of species, many of which could be severely impacted or even driven to extinction. While we marvel at the beauty of places like Yellowstone, it's important to remember the volatile forces that lie beneath.